Hey, welcome in, y'all. I'm coming in with another video on today, and coming in with a video. Oh, by the way, let me introduce myself for those of you who do not know me and new to this channel. My name is Deborah Williams, and I just come in, give videos and awareness, different videos, and just having pep talks. Well, I'm on a new journey, and the journey that I'm gonna be on for the coming year is I'm finna start doing old school versus new school. And I'm gonna start talking about the difference between old school and new school. First of all, I'm gonna do it like this. The time when I grew up, coming up from my days, this old school, and the times I was coming up from my days, and the difference that I see now. What I see different. Five things I see different. Number one, the teenagers. Let's start off with the children. Children now, they get to the point where they say, yeah, what's up? What? No, dude, bro, we didn't do that coming up. When I was coming up, this old school, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, what? You couldn't say what? What? Oh, you better duck. You better dodge. Number two, old school. Bro, let me get a cigarette, bro. Let you get a cigarette? How you buy a cigarette? Who gave you the cigarette? New school. Mama, we go to the store. Sometime mama may give you a note. Give her permission to buy a cigarette. We'll take a note. Or where your mother at? You better go get your mama. Old school. Bro, can I get a cigarette? Number three, walking down the street. Here come an old person in a walker or with a walker. Dang, move out my way. Man, didn't you see her? Old school. Ma'am, can I help you? No, that's okay. Let me get your bags and to help you to the bus stop. Number four, goes inside the grocery store. In the grocery store, here comes the little boy. Little boy in the grocery store. Now this old school. The little boy in the grocery store and say, "Shit, you better have me some damn Takis. Y'all ain't got no Takis." And start cussing at the cash register. Man, this store stink. Old school. Go in the store. You had to go in the store with respect. What, y'all ain't got no Jay's potato chip? Oh, they ain't got no Jay's potato chip. We gotta go to the store down on the other block. That's how they are. So I'm getting on here now, and I'm finna start doing old school versus new school. This is gonna be my journey now on my videos because when I really look at things today and really see how things going on and see the way things are, these young people just outrageous. Some people say, oh, it's the parents' fault, it's the parents' fault. But sometimes it's not the parents' fault. It's just the way young people sees things. They think they have to like be in this clique of being in the same competition with what they see. First of all, I really think in this society, when it comes to the young people, they get too much. When we was coming up, we went to the library. Now you go to libraries, you don't see not one person in there. I remember when we was coming up, libraries be so filled, they had to tell us, give us a number. You had to do this by the number. Now, don't nobody be in the library. I remember when we was coming up, we had the centers. We could be able to go to centers and public centers, like the community centers. Go play at the centers. Now, don't have that. I remember when we used to be able to work summer jobs and go on the little jobs in the summer. Now, don't have that. That's a whole lot of thing in this society, in this world now, that when we was coming back, when we was coming up, that we had that we don't have now. It's just, to me, just something, a big change in society when it comes to going back in time. When we want to talk about going back in time, we talk about um different things and different ways how people are, and when it comes to the young generation today, we know the young generation today have changed a lot. I remember the time when we had to, what, you're not going to Sunday school? We had to go to Sunday school. We didn't go to Sunday school, we couldn't go, that ruined skating. We couldn't go skating for the rest of the month. Or maybe you couldn't go skating for the rest of the week. We couldn't do nothing. If we didn't go to Sunday school, there wasn't no activities in the house. Even if our mama didn't go to church, we had to go. I remember that. I remember when, back in the old days, when our neighbors, our mama neighbors, if we said something out of line or we did something out of line, oh, mama knew. But it wasn't an argument. It wasn't, oh, you said something to my kid, let me come, let me go get a gun, or let me go get a shoe, or let me, and it's a fight because you said something. Oh, I remember that day. I also remember when you was able to walk in a park and didn't have to worry about somebody gonna come and get you. Or can I walk in the park because I live on the other side? Can I walk in the park because I live on the north side? Everybody can walk in the park, no matter what side we lived on. Oh, I ain't gonna forget this one. Friends. What about our friends? I remember when we had, back in the day, we had friends. You say that's your friend, we were friends. You didn't know if our friends was our sisters and brothers because we stood together. It wasn't like, oh, that's your friend, that's your enemy. And then you go over your friend's house and you say, you sitting with my enemy? We didn't do that back in the day. What's another? It's a lot of them. It's a lot of patterns that I see young people have today that we didn't have. Oh, the school bus. Got to get this one. Every day. Back then, we didn't have school buses. We lived where we walked to school. If we lived on Block, we walked from Block to Guthrie and went to school. We didn't have school buses. I don't recall school buses. I remember walking to school, walking back home. Today, they just got it too easy. They got it too easy. They didn't school us in the areas, in the districts where when we got school, we lived in that district. There was school in the district where everybody had to go to that school in that district. We wasn't we Back in the day, we didn't go. If you live on this side, you didn't go to that school. If you live on that side, you didn't go to that school. We didn't have to worry about school buses. You may not agree to some of them I'm saying, but I remember these. I remember the day when back in the day, this is how things was. I remember these days. Oh, I ain't gonna forget the days when we go to our little functions in school, like our basketball teams after the games. We had the little basketball parties and stuff. We worry about bullets. We went to parties, enjoyed ourselves, and went home. I don't recall mama them or my mama and them turning on the TV or we turning on the TV and have to worry about did there or did this person make it home or that person make it home. I don't recall those days. Did Tom make it home? Did Sheila make it home? I don't remember those days. We all make sure everybody get home safe. We all go and collude in the same route. So I'm bringing this video because I'm doing it. I'm starting it versus old school, new school. Because the more I go out, the more I see it, I feel we have to bring it. We have to separate the difference. We have to know the difference. Although I know a lot of people do know the difference between and do see the difference between, and everybody say, "Oh, it's just a generation how we bringing up or how they bringing up their kid." Yeah, part of that, but that don't mean that we have to um watch it go on. You know, everybody on social media with all this new stuff, the pranks, the but the eating up everything in the house, kids trying to eat up everything in the house, and your mama going buying all this food. Food too expensive for that. We can't have mud pies. Do you know how high food is? But anyway, I thought I'd bring this video. And if you liked it, subscribe, hit the bell. You know what to do. And I'm about to go, but I'll come up with another one. Thank you.